Sa Alaminos, Pangasinan, 8 taong gulang na bata tinamaan ng shrapnel ng granadang inihagis umano ng kanyang tsuhin. Bangkay ng isang lalaki natagpo ang palutang-lutang sa irrigation canal sa Cabanatuan City. At advanced screening ng pelikulang The Hunger Games, pinilahan ng fans. Ang tabayanan ang mga detalye ng balitang yan mamaya sa unang balita. Mga kapuso, ramdam nyo na ba ang epekto ng dagdag pasay sa jeep? Paalala lang po, pansamantala o provisional lang po ang 50 centimos na fare hike dahil ang isusulong talaga ng mga tsuper, 2 pisong dagdag sa minimum fare. At eto pa po, nakabinbin na rin sa LTFRB ang iba pang petisyon ng mga operator ng bus at taxi para sa fare increase. Yan po ang pag-uusapan natin ngayong umaga kasama si Professor Winnie Monsod. Good morning, Tita Winnie.
Good morning, Pia. Good morning, mga kapuso. Naalala nyo na sinabi ko, kung ang presyo ng langis ay deregulated, kailangan naman konting flexibility ang pagkataas at pagbaba ng presyo ng mga sasakyan, hindi ba? However, yung pagtaas at pagbaba na yan, kailangan may basehan. In other words, kailangan may kalkulasyon. Halimbawa, yung mga transport operators, they wanted 2 peso fare hike. Ang binigay 50 centavos. The question is, you know, meron bang computations na ginawa? Ano ba ang, you know, what is a fair rate, transport rate for jeepneys, etc. Ayan ang kailangan natin malaman para in the future talagang transparent. Alam na publiko, ayan, kasi ganito, tataas na dapat ang presyo ng jeeps, ng sasakyan. Pag merong nangyari na naman, sasabi, alam na ng publiko na baba ito, tataasin nyo. Preparado na sila. Ngayon ang sinabi sa atin, 50 cents. And that is, you know, that is like it was in 2009, and the price was, and the price of oil was 52, of diesel was 52 pesos then. That's not, you know, it's not just the price of diesel that constitutes what the rate. There are other factors. So I think the authorities should really have already parang schedule ng kung ganito ang nangyayari, ganito ang dapat ang price hike, at saka kailangan transparent na for everybody. Don't you think so, mga kapuso? You know, transparency is and accountability go together. But transparency is very important. Di ba?
Yes, so, and precisely because we need transparency, ito po at inimbitahan po natin si LTFRB Chairman Attorney James Aclob. Good afternoon. Good morning. Ako medyo malayo na isip ko. Good morning, Attorney.
Good morning.
Good morning po.
Ano ba ang, you know, please tell us, ang 2 pesos, humingi ng 2 pesos. Meron ba silang accompanying papers that tell you na, you know, this 2 pesos is okay and this 2 pesos is not okay? O basta, 2 pesos?
Hindi ba? Random lang ba siya?
Actually po, ongoing pa yung hearing doon sa petition nila for 2 peso increase, hindi pa siya tapos. Yung provisional increase na 50 centavos, yun po yung din hiningi nila. Na pending hearing, bago matapos yung pag-present nila ng evidence, ay kung pwede maibigay na yung 50 centavo provisional increase.
Ang ibig niyong sabihin, sir, na kailangan iintay pa kayo ng hearing, hindi nyo hiningi ang dokumento. And more importantly, does not your office have a research team that is doing exactly, you know, how much should the price of transportation be? I mean, per kilometer, etc. Para talagang solid na ang basis natin. Ask the UP School of Economics, maybe they'll do it for free.
Actually, yung purpose sana yung hearing ay para sila makapag-present din ng kung ano yung evidence, dokumento na para i-prove na yun yung reasonable na increase, yung 2 pesos na hinihingi nila. Actually po sa amin naman parte, wala kaming some sort of a mathematical formula. As of now. Yun po ang wino-work out namin and katulong po namin sila, yung transport groups. Kasi na-realize din nila na wala talagang formula for fair setting as of now.
Can you imagine, isang katutak na taon na you are regulating the fares and there is no solid basis of evidence to say this should be the actual fare. Kasi you start from whatever time and you just build up from there. Hindi pwede yun eh. Why don't you start from a zero base? So that you can really, and then you'll explain it to the public pa.
Opo.
Diba?
Yun po ang ginagawa namin.
Di naging santo ka na.
Pero at the very least po ba, Chairman, kino-compare nyo kung based on the price of diesel nung, let's say, 5 years ago, tapos i-compare natin yung price ngayon.
Yes,
That's what is being done now. Wala nang
ginagawa namin
formula.
yan. Pero gaya po ng sabi kanina ni Aring Winnie, hindi lang naman yung price ng oil ang
factor.
kinoconsider. Marami pong din namang factors. Kasi sa pagbalanse po nung pangangailangan ng transport sector at yun namang interest ng mga mananakay, talagang hindi lang naman yung oil price ang dapat na i-consider, yung effect nito sa ekonomiya, yung kakayahan ng taong bayan naman na kargahin pa itong dagdag na pamasahe. Kasi ang tama po nung oil price increase, hindi lang naman doon sa transport sector, actually sa lahat. So maraming kinoconsider na factors. Yun nga lang, as of now, wala talaga siyang parang mathematical formula na
Hindi naman mathematical formula, but certainly a base study that can be used to then build up
reference.
on. At saka, gusto ko lang makuhan kasi dun sa inyong decision na nakalagay. This crisis, please, it's not the oil prices go up and down. Ang importante po dyan is that, kailangan malaman po natin, transport services sa budget ng average Filipino is about 7% lang ng kanilang expenditures. Price, yung oil mismo, for the house, fuel, is another 2.3%. So it's less than 10%. It's not naman as if 50 centavos. In other words, what is 50 centavos? All right? That's 1 peso a day extra. That's 30 pesos a month. Ano ang kanilang swelduhan sa isang buwan? That's what you're talking about. Saka aalahanin natin kung 38 million people po ang empleyado sa Pilipinas and there are 19 million families, ang ibig pong sabihin nun, ang average po na manggagawa or trabahador sa isang pamilya ay 2. So let's just put that in relationship because we have to, we've got to make sure. At saka isa pang gusto, I really wanted to ask you, sir. Are jeepneys, naku, this is going to hurt a lot of people. Are jeepneys an efficient way of transporting? Have you studied that?
Hindi po. Totoo po, hindi. Ang sa totoo lang, parang hindi. In fact, sila din, tinatanggap din nila na kailangan na rin maghanap ng
ibang mode of transportation.
And actually, sa ngayon po, mas interesado nga sila hindi na ron sa fare increase. Kasi alam nila hindi makakahabol talaga. Mas gusto nila...
Because they're inefficient.
Yes, oo. Mas gusto na rin nila na makipagtulungan sa pamahalaan na hanapin kung ano yung mas permanenteng solusyon dito. Ongoing po yung pag-uusap tungkol dun sa halimbawa, pag-consider kung paano sila makaka-shift from yung present diesel-fed engine to other alternative
cooking
fuels.
oil, my golly, I have a young colleague who is doing cooking oil. Alam niyo ang presyo ng mga jeepney drivers that use cooking oil is only 30 pesos.
So
kaya enjoy sila. And so why doesn't the government, instead of giving this pantawid pamasahe or something, why don't they give credit for, in other words, establish a credit line for jeepney drivers, etc., who want to change to more efficient.
Ginagawa po ngayon yan, inuumpisa nang gawin yan para magkakaroon lang ng mga pilot ganyan.
Kailan matatapos?
Susubukan yung electric, yung LPG.
Kailan matatapos para may report na tayo at iimbitahin namin kayo. No, I want to press you. Really?
Pero hindi lang po kasi dependent naman yung sa LTFRB. May ibang agencies involved, yung Department of Energy, yung DOTC para po dito.
In other words, the burden is on Mar Rojas as Secretary of Transportation.
Hindi lang naman po sa kanya. May iba pa kasi departments. May several agencies.
If everybody is responsible, then nobody is responsible. Ayan ang problema natin.
Well, we'll be seeing LTFRB Chairperson na po taking the lead, hopefully. Maraming salamat po, LTFRB Chairman Attorney James Sacobet, Chairman of course, kay Tito Winnie. Thank you so much again for being here this morning. Oras na po para sa unang balita.
balita sa umagang ito.